So let me just open up our kit and I'll show you all the goodies. So first of all, you get this pack of all your accessories that you get to choose what you're going to use from. It's just flowers and greenery. As you can see, I'm going to open it up. We're going to see what's in there. And you can pick and choose and use whatever you like for your project and for your decor. So what I love about Chalk Couture is that you can take, they will give you what you need to make a fabulous project, but you can go above and beyond based on what your personal preference is. If you're in simplicity, maybe you don't use any of these and you save them and you use them. Hey, if you're a crafter like me, you save everything, use it for a future project. You never know what you're going to need it on. They even give you the little adhesive squares to apply it with. So you get those. We'll put it all out. Ooh, these are even like, these are so cute. Look at these flowers. Those are, they're gray and they've got the green on the back, but they're really, I mean, these are excellent quality. I'm just going to kind of put these things over to the side until we figure out what we're going to use it for. This is, if you can't tell on the camera, this is a real peachy color. Very pretty, you know, very spring-like, but it would also work into summer or just a boho. If you have a boho room, this would be fabulous. Again, another really cool flower. These are really cool felt flowers. They're excellent quality. Here's a white one. That almost reminds me, if it had a green center, I think it would remind me of a magnolia blossom. There's that, and then some almost like fern-like looking, that little guy's bent. These feel more rubbery, you know, not as real. Those don't. And then two more, like, these are almost like the silk leaves. So all that. And then, like I said, the adhesive to put them on with. So you don't have to use a glue gun. You don't even have to go buy any other glue. You have everything you need right there. Like I said, everything in the kit. You get a single packet of our Shimmer Rose Gold. And you can get more than one project out of that, especially with this. We're only doing one word across here, and it's pretty big, but it doesn't take very much. A little goes a long way, and you're going to have a lot left over. Message me, I'll tell you how you save what's left over, because you don't want to waste it. This stuff, I love it. You want to hold on to it. You also get a little tiny paint tray, which is awesome. That's just for you to squeeze some of your chalk paste into so that you can apply it to your transfer. So I always save those and put them away. And you get instructions, written instructions, front and back. Tells you step by step exactly what to do. I was looking to see, sometimes we'll have a QR code on there that you can even pull it up through that way, but I don't see one on here. But this is step-by-step instructions. We'll kind of use that as a guide because I like to do that so that I can give you any tips or tricks as I'm going through it in case you get the kit. I'm trying to listen because right now it's just me and the fur baby home. But I know that the little guy's coming home from school, so I'm curious if he'll start barking. This transfer, this is a B-size transfer, which means it's like 8.5 by 11. Isn't this pretty? And you can use this multiple times. These are silk screen transfers. They're reusable. The company guarantees 12 times, but you probably can get more than that. If you take good care of it, you have no reason why you wouldn't be able to. They're sticky. They're not stencils. They're sticky. They're self-adhesive, and the stickiness comes back after you washed it and dried it. But this is silk screen. The white area there is silk screen. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that a pretty little font? So dainty and feminine. I love it. This would look lovely anywhere. You could put it in a bathroom. You could put it in a bedroom. You could put it in your entranceway. You could even possibly put this on the front door. I would probably spray it if you were going to put it on the front door. But isn't it lovely? I just think it's so pretty. So we're definitely going to pull this out and use it. And when I take my transfers out, I always save my protective sleeve. It's just a little plastic protective sleeve. But you also have instructions on the back how to take care of your transfers. So it doesn't have to stay with everything because you're going to use the majority of this. And then you can just set your transfer aside and save it for another one. You could even make a cute t-shirt out of this. If you had the ink, you'd have to purchase the ink, but you could just definitely do that. And then maybe like I have this fun spring transfer. I could use some of the elements from that to put flowers around it. So you can make a t-shirt out of that. So we'll probably do that. But yeah, so that's our transfer. And then this, okay, you also get a mini squeegee. That's why I usually say, if you join my club, subscription club, that is $19.99 a month, it comes out once a month, you do not get a squeegee with the club. But if you join it and you're a new member, I will send you one as a thank you. And if you buy any of the kits, all-inclusive kits, they come with a mini squeegee. So it's a good way to be able to get everything you need and collect some of the supplies that you can reuse like this. So there's another mini squeegee, which I do have, you know, I use those a ton. And then this baby, and this is so pretty. It is a faux embroidery hoop, and it even tells you on here how to take care of it. And it's protected in here too. So I'm going to take it out of the plastic. And remember, I always tell you this, as a crafter, you probably already do this already, or you know this. But you want to save this cardboard that came in this kit, because you never know what you might need to use it on. I use them for so many things. I've even made faux signs out of them. So don't get rid of it. You never know what you might need it for. You might need it for an inking project. You never know what you're going to need it for. So don't lose that. And it has the directions on here. It tells you it's for use as a surface for our chalk paste. It tells you what to do with the transfer, and it tells you to wax this. Now, this kit does not come with wax. So if you do not have, oh, and look, it also has a hanger, a little sawtooth hanger, okay, that you can add on the back wherever you want. So that's the back of it, which you could do it. It's double-sided. You could do a project on the back if you wanted. And then that's the front. So you really could use either side that you felt like you liked better. I think it's intended to use this side, so that's what I'm going to do for display, for demonstration purposes. And any questions you have about anything I'm doing, if I go too fast, sometimes I do, especially by this time of day, I'm just trying to hang on. My brain's not working great. But it'll tell you to go ahead and fuzz or wax it. If you have wax, if you have our wax, you know, we sell this in my store, in my online shop, the surface wax. It lasts a long time. It's not that expensive, and it's a great purchase. And this is just our little applicator cloth. It will tell you to fuzz it because it's a wood product. And with wood products, there's a couple reasons why, y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and do that while we're talking. You fuzz it, number one, because it's porous, and we're trying to make sure that we're evening out, you know, it's not just completely flat. And we want as flat a surface as possible, so we have a good image that comes out of our silk screen, which the silk screen itself and the thickness of the chalk paste already help that, but this also helps as well. And it makes it so that when we go to pull our transfer off, it comes off without pulling any wood, you know, we don't want to put any wood up with our adhesive part. So it's two purposes, but I usually smooth it on and then I buff it off. And it only takes a little bit, you guys. Don't add much, because if you do, then your chalk paste doesn't like to hold, or your transfers won't stick. If you have trouble with your transfer sticking, it's because you have too much wax on there, so you need to probably buff it a little more or wait a little longer and let it kind of soak into the wood. But that's a surface wax. You could probably do this project without a surface wax. Just make sure you really fuzz your transfer a lot, because it is adhesive, so it's going to grab onto the surface, and you don't want to pull it, distort it when you're pulling it off, or grab the wood pieces. So you want to make sure that you fuzz it a lot so that it's not quite as sticky, but that it still lays down on there nicely. Now, as I mentioned, I always save my plastic, but then this is my fuzzing cloth. Again, this is available. Anything you see that I'm using today is actually available in my shop. And this is a great purchase. One side is terry cloth and one's microfiber. You can use this side for drying them, this side for fuzzing them. Doesn't cost very much either. But if you don't, you just need some kind of fabric. You could use your shirt, you could use a towel, a hand towel, dish towel, whatever you have that has fiber on it, because we're just going to add some to it. But before I use my transfers, I always take a Sharpie and I mark the front, and then I mark the back. And the reason we do that is when I go to wash and dry this, I want to make sure that I always put it back the right way, because one side of our back sheet is matte, and then the side that the sticky part from the transfer goes on is actually glossy. So we always want to put the sticky part on the glossy side so we don't ruin our transfer. Okay? So that's just a little tip from me. And sometimes you get busy and you just don't pay attention. That way I can tell what's the front and what's the back. And all of our transfers have their description down here. It tells you what they are and what year they came out. So just so you know. If you ever get any older like we had the special going on, what month are we in? March. In February, where we gave away 5 free old club transfers. You see what I mean about that being glossy? and that being matte. This is glossy, so we're going to make sure we have it so that we don't put it the wrong way. And this is sticky. As you can see, it's sticky. So we want to make it less sticky. If you don't have wax, you can use any kind of surface wax. You can go to any of your stores, really, craft stores, or the, you know, department stores, Wally World and stuff, and you can find wax. If you don't want to get ours or don't have ours, you don't have any at all, this is what you need to do. So that's one time. You know, I usually fuzz it only a couple times when I wax because I want to get a good contact. But with it being brand new, it's super sticky. And if you don't have wax, you want to fuzz it, you know, probably at least 5 times, around 5 times, just so you don't pull up any of the wood fibers. Okay. Once you've fuzzed it, you're just going to place it. And this is completely up to you. It is going to tell you this. It's going to tell you, I'll just kind of tell you the steps. Oh, and when you fuzz it, make sure you don't have any big pieces of lint like that piece right there does, because it's going to give me a bump. Make sure you don't have anything in your silk screen area, because you want this to have good contact. You don't want any bubbles or anything like that. Plus, you don't want anything blocking your silk screen. So that happens. You get fuzz. You know, you get big hunks of fuzz sometimes. So it's going to tell you everything that's in your kit. Tells you here. It tells you, yeah, all of the supplies. There's nothing it's recommending that, it doesn't even say anything about the wax on here, but it'll tell you remove your transfer from the package, peel it from the backer sheet, which is what you just saw me do. I'm just basically demonstrating exactly what these say. Fuzz the transfer. I've done that. That makes it easier to remove. And then place, now I'm reading the next step. It just tells you. That's why I say you don't even need me, but you have this if you're a visual like I am. I'm a visual learner. It helps me tremendously if I can see what I've read. So if I can see somebody do it, I usually just do that and then I read if I need to. You know, it's one of those. I'm one of those. I don't follow directions. I kind of look at the pictures, figure it out, and then I go back if I need to read directions. But it will tell you. You'll have this video. You can come back to anytime because I'll save it on my page. It will say place the balloon transfer slightly above the center of the faux embroidery hoop. This will ensure that the flowers and greeneries will not cover up the chalk sediment. Now, if you're not going to use any of them, then you place it right in the middle if you want, if you're not going to use any of those flowers. But if you are, that's what it's saying. Just kind of maybe take it up to the top a little bit more, and you place it however you want it. That's the top, that's kind of it's straight, and then I could do it on an angle, I could do it however I want. The print itself is kind of angled, so, you know, it's completely up to you. And then I usually eyeball it, you guys. If you follow me at all, you'll learn I'm just an eyeballer. And then once I place it, I'm going to look at it. Before I press it down, I'm going to kind of look at it straight on and see if I like it. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Might move it over to the left just a little bit so that the words come off about the same amount. But you place it, that's what probably takes the longest in the whole project, to be honest with you. You place it where you want to place it. I'm excited about this. I really love the boho looks and the embroidery hoop and just the rings. You've probably seen the rings and the hoops. This is just kind of a cooler version. Another cool version of it. Not cooler necessarily, but another cool version of that. All right, so once I have it placed where I'd like it, you saw what I did. I just kind of press it down, especially focusing on the silk screen area because that's where I want the best contact. Okay, and you can see through to tell whether or not it's placed, you know, how much room you have on the sides. So you can see through. And I usually try to do my projects upside down so that you guys can see. Oh, it's getting a little warm. It actually was beautiful here today, what little bit I got to be out. I had to run out at lunchtime and take the little guy to preschool and then go back to work. So I got a little bit of fresh air because usually I'm just there all the way through lunch and don't even get a break. But it was 74 today. So it was overcast a little bit, but it was nice. It was nice. It wasn't as windy, thank goodness. Okay, so then smooth it out. And then it's going to tell you if you have a single paste packet, it's going to tell you to knead it. So I'm going to tell you, I'll just show you. So this is your paste packet, and this is what it means. It just means kind of squeeze it before you cut it open. Squeeze it. Just squeeze it a little bit, that's kneading it. And you don't have to do a lot. And then what I usually do if I'm going to use it is then I push it all down. So think about like the icing packets. Some things you get that have icing packets in it. That's all you're doing, the same thing. Or maybe even cheese, like the Easy Mac, the what is it called? shells and cheese. I think they're kind of like that too. You might knead it a little bit and then push it all kind of down before you cut it. That way it doesn't come oozing out at you, right? So it's going to tell you to do that. I told you we're going to use my 3-ounce jar of it, so I'm not worried about that too much. And I'm going to try to just use, I'm going to just use this. Even though this squeegee would make it faster, this is a small squeegee, size squeegee, available in my shop. This is the mini that comes with the kit. This would work fine. This just makes it faster. I will use the mini so I can show you. Knead your pack. Cut open the corner. It tells you squeeze out the desired amount onto your tray. So again, you're going to just cut. Don't cut the word off so you know what it is, but cut the corners. Just cut a little bit off the corner. Okay? And then you're just going to squeeze just a little bit. Honestly, guys, I would say don't go more than a dime size to start with. You can always squeeze more out, but you can't, once you've taken it out of this packet, you can't really get it back in. You can get it back in your jar, but you can't really get it back in the packet. So don't waste it. I love to save it and use it as much as I can. I use it till it's gone when I use these packets. So just squeeze out maybe about the size of a dime. Cut it off, squeeze out about the size of the dime, okay? You'll have it on here, and then this is what you'll pull your chalk paste from. You're just gonna use your squeegee to get it and pick it up. I'm not doing that since I'm using my real one, so we're just gonna do and it'll tell you it's going to be on there. So use your mini squeegee to smooth a small amount of paste over the transfer. Use your mini squeegee to clear the excess paste off evenly as possible and scrape it back into the tray. The more excess paste you pull off, the better you... I'm going to stir my... this is my rose gold. Look how beautiful. Isn't that beauty? Oh, it's so pretty. You can see the gold in it. I'm going to stir it a little bit. So I haven't used it much. I think I've done one project with it, my tea project, right? And that's been a few weeks, so just going to stir it a bit. But you see how it is? It's so creamy and dreamy. I love it. I love it. And this color is just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm not wasting any, y'all. And this is a shimmer. You know me and my shimmers. If you follow me, you'll find out I love my shimmers. I'm missing a couple colors. I got to get the newest shimmers that just came out because I love any color shimmer. I really do. That just gets washed in my sink with just cold water. That's all it takes. All right, so I'm actually going to take it right out of there, but you use your squeegee and you would do this on your little tray. I'm just going to take out a little bit, okay? And I'm going to load up my squeegee, see? And you're going to have your leftover on your tray, on your little tray. But again, a dime size. Scoop it up, and then let's go from there. And then what does it say? Oh, yeah, so we're going to cover this with our chalk paste. So that's exactly all you do. Make sure you got it smoothed down, and then you just start applying your chalk paste. I can't talk. It's a wonder I can talk. I've had to talk so many words today. I'm not a big talker, believe it or not. Most of the time, I'm not. And most days I don't have a lot of words because I don't have a lot of people to talk to. So when I'm at work, I feel like I hit my quota way earlier in the day. So if I get tongue-tied, that's why. It's just because I'm tired. So once you put it on, you're going to see I'm covering up my... And you want to move fairly quickly because our chalk paste does dry quick. It doesn't take long to dry. It goes on wet. Chalk paste is just wet chalk. So as I'm doing this, I'm talking to you, and if I miss any comments, I will go back and answer them. Or even if it's a replay and you have a comment or question, please leave it because I will check it. I keep pretty good tabs on my customer service. Has always been important to me, so I keep pretty good tabs on my comments so I can reply. Even when I'm sick. If I'm sick, I still try to keep up with that part at least. So I'm just applying it. Now, I will tell you the shimmer doesn't go as far as our other. It's a little thinner because of whatever whatever it is that makes it shimmer. It's a little more sheer and shimmer. Or sheer. Yeah, that's, see, I told you. It's a little more sheer, so it's not as thick. Once you've gone over it and you're sure you have coverage, just go back over it and pull off any extra. And then I'm just scooping that over here. And I'm trying to work fast enough so I don't have to paste and peel. Because I want you to see how quick and easy this project is. If I'm not talking and teaching, I usually can get them done. I mean, it's in no time, honestly, guys. Without even speeding up the video. Wouldn't this make a lovely present for someone or gift? Whether you give them the kit if they're a crafter themselves or whether you do it for them and give them the finished product. What a nice present. What a nice, unusual. You can't find this anywhere else, right? This is exclusive to Chalk Couture. So, and I'm just putting my extra back in there, y'all see? I'm not wasting any. I put all the extra in there and then I'll wash my squeegee. I'm going to set this aside in case I've missed anything. Once you've done that and you've taken off any extra, then you're going to do, once it's fully chalked, you want to pull off your transfer before it dries because that's what's important, okay? And then we're going to pull it off and we're going to do our paste peel and reveal and squeal. So here we go. And you guys tell me how beautiful that looks. And if I've missed anything, I would lay it right back down and add more chalk to the transfer before I pull it off all the way. But look at that. Now I'm going to take, just so you know, the transfer, I'm setting it down on like a dish drying cloth that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I just spray it with water until I can take it to the sink. And it's going to tell you in your instructions, it's going to say, once your design is fully chalked and before the paste dries, remove your transfer from the surface like I just did. And then don't touch it. Go clean your transfer, okay? You don't want to let it soak in water because it'll work on wearing away the stickiness in the back, the adhesive. So take it over to the sink, turn on the cold water, not hot water, not warm water. It doesn't need that. Just cold water. You can use your hand and you can clean it with your hand or you can use a soft sponge. I wouldn't recommend a washcloth, a soft sponge, your hand, or if you have a board eraser, which I do not have, it's in there right now, the only one I have. I actually probably need to order some more. A board eraser and clean the front and back of your transfer with cool water, making sure especially that your silk screen area gets clear. I just spray mine with water to keep it damp until I can get it to the sink after I get off my lives so that I can clean it then. I don't do it. Oh, I got more on there. I was doing so good. There was a little spot on the top that I didn't realize had. So now I'm going to have some shimmer. Always keep a wet paper towel or a baby wipe. This is a baby wipe close by, just for your fingers, not for your transfers. Don't put the baby wipes on the transfers. I don't really recommend, make sure if you have the whole jar, close your lid up tight so it stays moist. But while you're washing your transfer, what was I going to say? Oh, if you have, what was I saying? The baby wipe, don't use it on your transfer. I forget what I was going to tell you. I don't know, but it is water soluble. It's going to come right off if it gets on your clothes even, because it's just wet chalk. While you're taking your transfer to the sink and washing it, your chalk is going to be drying. It's going to be dry within 5 minutes. It may actually already be dry. Look, I have a piece of fuzz that just dropped on there. What? Where'd you come from? Get off of there. All right, so it's going to dry to the touch, but isn't that pretty? Can you see the pink and rose kind of color, the gold, the shimmer? Can you see it, y'all? Not sure if you can see it, but anyway, it is beautiful in person. If you can't see it, I apologize, but you're missing out. It's beautiful. This coordinates with it. The colors they chose coordinate with it so well. All right, so while you're washing your transfer, this is drying. Wash your transfer. When you're done washing your transfer, which I haven't done, but if I had washed it, you lay it upside down to dry, so the sticky side is sticking up. Okay, that's important because you want that to become you want it to become sticky again. Okay, and it tells you that dry the transfer with the sticky side up. Once it's completely dry, I don't rush it. I just let it air dry, and then when I can come back to it, I come back to it. And then it'll tell you, put the backer sheet back on it and store it flat for future projects. Make sure you put the glossy side back on it, okay? So that's the deal. Next, arrange your floral and greenery pieces in the layout you like best. Now, you do it the way you want it down here. It does show you, and I'm just gonna mimic that. But you can tweak it. You don't have to do it that way. You don't have to use all these pieces. You can do whatever you wanna do. If you don't like the gray, don't use the gray. If you don't like the white, don't use the white. If you don't like one of the peaches, don't use the peach. Or the pinky color, don't use it. So you make it the way you want it to look. Maybe you only want greenery. Just put greenery down there then. You know, the greenery with I just dropped one. With the gray, I'm going to have to go get it, would be very, simplistic. That would be very minimalistic, more maybe boho. Let's just say we were doing that, right? That would be very, my hands are so dry, you guys. I am using hand sanitizer like crazy. I'm at a doctor's office, so of course I'm using hand sanitizer all the time. But yeah, so I mean, that would be super minimalistic. Let me go get my other gray flower because I don't know. I'm probably going to use it. And I just dropped it. I've been famous for doing that lately. And I need to redo my nails. I just can't get any time to do nothing, y'all. I don't like this. I like being able to get my stuff done around the house too. But yeah, so there you go. That's what it, you know, that would be kind of cool, minimalistic right there. So let's go ahead and move on to the next section. I'm going to tell you what it says. Adhere your felt flowers and greenery with the adhesive squares. Peel the backers off each one. Place one square on the back of each one and the greenery pieces. Place the floral and greenery, adhesive side down. I mean, it is telling you absolutely everything step by step. Using small Phillips head screwdriver, screw the sawtooth hanger onto the back. It's even telling you that. Included with 2 screws, which, you know, I told you guys it has a little sawtooth. Wait till it's dry before you do it. Or do it before you even do the project if you're planning on hanging it up. Go ahead and put it on there before you even do the project. But once it's dry, it's dry. It hardens to the touch, and it's not going to come off of here unless I scrape it or sand it. And if I scrape it, it's still going to leave something behind because this is wood and it's porous, so it's considered a one-time use. If I wanted to reuse this for something else, I would scrape as best as I could the chalk once it dried, because it's just wet chalk. It's chalk paste. Once it dried, I'd scrape it, wet it and scrape it. And then I would probably have to sand it, and then I would probably have to paint it in order to have no remnant of what was there before. And then hang your project on your wall and live your life in full bloom. So you can't beat that. It is step by step. You don't even need me. You don't need a designer. You don't need help. You've got it. If you need help, I'm here for that. That's my goal, is to try to help as many as possible. So, yeah, so I'm just going to leave this here so I can kind of look at the picture and see what they did, because my brain is not functioning. So let's go ahead and do what we need to with the, I'm just going to flip everything over. So I'm trying to decide how did they kind of, which direction I want to do my different guys. If I want them facing down or facing up, so I can decide where I'm going to place my, I think I'm going to face mine down like that, and then those up. So I'm going to flip them over. Yeah, I'm going to flip them the direction I'm going to put the backer, the little, what are they called? They are called adhesive squares. I'm going to flip them over, and I'm going to put one on the back of everything. And we're just going to use all of it, okay? Again, if you're just hopping on, please hit that heart button. If you're watching it on replay, I would love it if you would hit that heart button and say hi, or just tell me you're watching on replay. My goal is to share creating and crafting, encourage, inspire, educate, and maybe entertain as much as possible. So I love it when you sprinkle my video and then let me know you sprinkled it so I can put you in the drawing for a little thank you gift. I'm hoping I get to the point where I can do a giveaway maybe once a week. That would make me so happy. My love language is giving, and so it would make me so happy to be able to give something away once a week. But I have to get to enough, you know, followers and enough people watching the videos in order to be able to do that. So, and they even give you extra adhesive squares. Unless I'm missing something, they even give you extra. So you can just save those for another project. All right, so honestly, guys, it's dry. Okay, it's dry. See, I put my hand all over it, but I hope it's dry, right? It's all dry, so now we're good. We don't have to worry about it. I'm going to scooch everything down a little so you can see what I'm doing. I hope you guys have had a great Tuesday. It was very busy, the doctor's office. Busy times, busy times. Okay, so this is the part where you just kind of figure it out on your own and kind of maybe figure out what you want your placement to be. Like I said, I'm just kind of, let's see, how did they do it? Oh, they did it this way. They did it this way, but I'm feeling it needs to be this way. So this is how we're doing it. Yeah, I think this is how we're doing it, like down here. Because I want to see, I don't mind if my greenery hangs off the bottom, and I want to be able to see as much of this as possible. If I was doing it for myself, I might even put something up here and not just do it. So I'm thinking like this. We're just going to kind of put these here on top, and then we'll start placing the flowers. So I'm going to do these. Do they go a different direction? I think they both go the same direction, so it shouldn't matter. If, like, it's not like one's the right side and one's the left. And again, guys, you know, this is the creative part. You get to do however you want, and these are always the tricky. Getting the little thingies off. They're nice though. They're nice adhesive squares. I probably don't even need a whole one for these. I probably could have cut one of these in half. If it was me doing it without, if I had thought about it and looked at it, I probably would have just cut it in half and put it. Because I'm frugal like that. If I'm like, oh, I don't need all that, then I just do. You know, if it's not placed exactly where you want it, you probably can move it. I don't know. They're pretty good at adhesive, but we're just going to roll with it. We're just going to wing it. I haven't done one of these before. This is my first time doing it too. I've had this kit because I wanted to grab one when I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's going to be such a pretty kit to do. And hopefully this weekend I'll put my little bit of St. Patrick's away. I don't have a ton, but hopefully I'll be able to have time to get to do that. And then just pull out some spring feel. And actually I'll probably sprinkle some bunnies around because, you know, before you know it, Easter will be here. It's less than a month away. So we're going to have to start our countdown for that too. Okay. See guys, this is super easy. Super easy. I mean, you can't beat it when you get all of this in one. But I hope you guys are having a good start to your week. I hope you're having good weather. Maybe, hopefully you're having some good spring weather. I did not even know because yesterday was such a busy day and a long day. I didn't even really get on social media, and I don't really watch the news. I only do I have certain people that I go to their sites to learn about the news. I did not even know there was these big storms going on. So if anybody down south, more southern than me, I'm in North Carolina, and we're supposed to get the weather on Thursday, apparently. What I was told. I knew we were getting rain this week, but I didn't know we were getting storms. Oh, guys, this is taking the longest. But I didn't know that they had gotten such terrible storms in Texas, and I'm not sure where else. And oh, I hate it. That just tears my heart up. I can't imagine, because I just try to imagine if it happened to me, I wouldn't know what to grab. I mean, there's so many things that are irreplaceable. Not the furniture, not stuff. It's really the pictures and the, you know, those kinds of things. And that breaks my heart. Oh my gosh, this is just sticking to me instead of where, maybe that's why you get extra. If you're all thumbs like I am today, there's probably a better way to do it. Maybe you stick it, yeah, maybe I'll try that on the other one. Of course, I already put it on the back of that one. Oh well. Let's see if I can take it off. Yeah, I can. I'm just going to move it. I'm going to place it on here and pull the backer sheet off and then set my greenery on top of it instead of the other way, because that was just taking too long. But I hate that people are having to experience that with all that we've already had go on in the last 2 years. 2 years, you guys. 2 years ago, we had all this stuff start with the virus and the complete change to everything, life as we know it. Oh my goodness, come on. I don't have a whole lot of nails. I think that's part of the problem too, or it's probably just me being impatient. Well, I thought that was going to make it easier. All right, if you guys have a tip or trick for how to do these easier, let me know. You can always hot glue it if you don't want to mess with these. I'm hoping it's not going to try my patience, because my patience has already been tried today. I think I hit my quota. There we go, got it. Definitely hit my quota. But I hope that everyone's staying safe, and my heart just breaks for people who have to experience that I've experienced. Tornadoes, it just, tornadoes and fires and gosh, all of the stuff that goes along with it, because I know it's got to be heartbreaking. My prayers are with y'all. I'm telling you, these things are good. They're not cheap ones. These aren't Dollar Tree ones, y'all. Yeah, I've got a message, sorry. And this, again, you can decide where you want to place it. I kind of feel like it is so pretty. It doesn't matter. It's going to be beautiful wherever I put it. I think I'm just going to put it here. I really like that one. It's so pretty. And isn't it cool how they use like different ones? So you don't have to have it symmetrical. Usually I'm a symmetrical person. So as long as they have the same number, I'm okay. But I'm okay with using different like looks. As long as they're like a similar size or similar number. Usually in decorating, I don't know if you know this or not, but one of the hints for decorating is that you work in odd numbers. So this is actually going against the grain because this is all even. So it's pretty symmetrical. But in general, you're supposed to use odd numbers in decorating. But this is different. This is a little different concept, but just so you know, if you're doing any decorating, that's a good rule of thumb. It doesn't matter whether it's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, whatever. You just want to use an odd number. And then these guys kind of fill in and cover up. You know, I could just use one of these if I wanted, but I'm going to try to use them both, I think. They don't have to show all of them. They're kind of hidden underneath in this one. There we go. We'll just tuck this little guy under here. I want to still be able to see him, but I'm going to put him on the edge so I can see him and enjoy him too. And you can do whatever you want to your flowers. You can fluff them up a little. See how that kind of goes up? They're really nice quality. Can you all see that? I'm working on it and I just realized you might not even be able to see it. Do you see that so far? I'm not even done yet, but can you see it? Maybe I'll flip it around so you can see it better. Here I am working on it, hoping you can see it, and then I realize, oh, it's probably not even in the camera. I can't wait for the days where I can get on here much earlier when my brain has not already been tired. One of these days, I have to say my housework is suffering terribly. It reminds me why I don't work a full-time job outside of the home. And this job, this is my full-time job, supposed to be. But this is why. Because I don't think I would do very well at either of them, probably. I'm a little bit of a workaholic and I have a hard time stopping when it's, let's see where they had those placed. These cute little gray ones. They're like a little button, little gray rosette almost. I think that would be the right term. And these felt flowers are really good quality. You could even mimic this, guys. You could probably, if, you know, obviously you could buy the kit to get all of these, right? And make it yourself. But then you could mimic this. You have the transfer, so you could do another project with something very similar. You could get a real embroidery hoop and get some canvas. And you can chalk on canvas. You don't have to use ink on canvas. You can use chalk on canvas. And this one is kind of hidden down here. I think it's kind of good. It kind of hides the connection for the greenery. How they get put together. But you could mimic this easily. Have a real embroidery hoop, get some canvas. You would chalk on the canvas because it's not going to get washed. Usually we ink on material, but if it's not going to be washed, you can chalk on it and it will do perfectly. I don't know if y'all remember this project back here behind me. Can you see it? Our monthly, this is this month's club transfer, this one, and that's just a canvas banner, and that's just chalk because I don't have to wash it. And I've done lots of chalk projects. You could look back on my page and you could see lots of different times where I've done chalk on fabric. The only thing different when you chalk on fabric with a transfer is you don't fuzz the transfer when you're putting it on fabric. Anytime you're putting it on fabric, even with ink. Ink is for when you're heat setting it so that you can wash it. like the shirts that I make and the sweatshirts and, you know, pillowcases, things like that. But you don't fuzz the transfer when you're putting it on fabric because it is a fabric and it already needs, you know, it already has fuzz on it, and you don't want to make it less. You want it to be able to grab a hold. Okay, come on. I've tried every corner of this one and it's not letting go. Come on, baby. I hear the kids outside. I know the kids are loving the extra daylight and the nice weather, so when they get home from school, it's not my guy. I don't know if my guy's home. If he is, he's quiet. Plus, he gets to go outside a lot. His teacher's really good about, if it's nice out, they get to get outside and play. I mean, he's preschool. They should, right? They should. I mean, he definitely learns as well. And you got all these little trash guys. I'm going to put those over here. All right, so that's it. All of them are in there. Ta-da! There we go. Right? There we go, guys. Can you see how beautiful that is? And then I'm going to put my little sawtooth hangers on it. I should have done it beforehand, but I didn't. So I'm going to get my little screwdriver and I'll attach it to the back. Or if you don't want to do that, you could even put it on a stand. I'm trying to think if I have a stand up here left. I took a lot of them for, do I have any? No, I think I took them all for displays on my thing this weekend. But if you have a stand you wanted to set it on, if you had a nice, or if you're one of those people who have those, I've never bought them, but you know how people like to hang dishes on the wall. Wouldn't this be fun on a gallery wall if you have some really pretty, oh my gosh, you guys, that would be so nice. If you could make a little gallery wall area anywhere, in your breakfast nook, in your dining room, even in an entryway or a kitchen, even the mud room or the laundry room, wherever you wanted to make it pretty. You could use this, and then you could get those, what I'm trying to think is, it's those plate hangers. I don't know if it would work on here. It'd be worth trying, but you could get one of those plate hangers, put this up as your kind of your main focal, and find some really pretty, my goodness, you could go to the thrift store and do that. Find some really pretty little dishes and put it around it to make a little focal point. Even in a bathroom, if it's a girl's bathroom, a female bathroom, wouldn't that be pretty? Anyway, that's just some ideas for y'all. I can't help it. When I get going, see, this is what I love. This is what I love to do, and I love to share these ideas with you guys. Not just the creating, but then what do I do with it when I'm done, Susan? That's what I